Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to share my 6th grade homeschool curriculum choices. We've already started the homeschool year, so I'm a little behind in getting these out to you, but I thought I'd still share with you what I am using for each of my kids this year. My 4th grade homeschool curriculum choice video is already out on my YouTube channel, and Lord willing, I'll be getting my 9th grade and 11th grade curriculum choice videos out to you as well. But all of those videos, or I'm sorry, not all those videos, but all of my curriculum choices are on my blog. And so if you just want to see them ahead of time before the rest of the videos come out, you can go over to janelleknutson.com and you can see my curriculum choices over there. One of the things that I do over on my blog in the blog post with my curriculum choices for high school is that I not only list the curriculum that I'm using, but I list the course title that I'm going to give that course on my high schooler's transcript, as well as the credit that I'm going to be giving them for that curriculum. So that's just one of the extras that I do over on my blog for high school curriculum. But this is 6th grade homeschool curriculum choices, so let's jump into that. First off is Bible, and we're doing 2 different things for Bible. One of them is the Foundation Worldview Comparative Religion. Comparative Worldview. I've got my computer here with a list of all of the curriculum because I know for kids, I will forget what everybody is using. So we're going to use Foundation Worldview, their Comparative Worldview curriculum. We are actually just finishing up what we used last year from Foundation Worldview, which is their Studying the Bible curriculum. We loved that, so I'm excited to dive into the Comparative Worldview when we finished up the Studying the Bible one. So I will leave that link down below along with links to all of the curriculum that I mentioned so that it's easy for you to just click on it and go see what we're actually using if you want to check it out for yourself. So that's what my 6th grader and actually my 4th grader are going to be doing together with me, Comparative Worldview. But I'm also gathering all 4 of my kids that are still at home to be homeschooled together for kind of a family group study of Proverbs and church history. And so for that, we are using this this book from Generations. It's called The Book of Proverbs, God's Book of Wisdom by Kevin Swanson. We're using this. I'm actually using it more as a guideline, and so I think it breaks up the book of Proverbs into really great, helpful chunks, and so I can look there and just see what passage we're going to be reading. I skim through his kind of summary that you normally would read aloud to your kids. I skim through that and just make sure that in our discussion that we have of that section of scripture that we're reading in Proverbs, that if there's anything that we missed or we didn't discuss, or that I feel like there's a little bit more detail or helpful insight in this book, then I will go ahead and read that out of here. But I kind of more just summarize as we have a discussion together. There's also questions at the end of each day's lesson, and so we will go through those as well. So we're using that as a group, and then we're also doing church history, and we're using this book right here, which is called Church History, and we are just doing like 1 page spread at a time, and sometimes just 1 page at a time, and we just read through that, and I just ask the kids to tell me something they learned from it. It's just a kind of quick way to get in church history. So these 2 together take us maybe 15-20 minutes at the most. I try to keep it to that because they've got other Bible curriculum that they do on their own. They've got all kinds of other schoolwork to do. So that's just something that we do together as a group. For English, for my 6th grader, we are continuing on in the Fix It Grammar series. And so he is working through this one, Fix It Grammar. It's level 2, Town Mouse and Country Mouse. I'm loving Fix It Grammar. My kids are enjoying it as well. My older kids are doing obviously a different level, but they're doing it as well. It's just a really quick way to get grammar in. It's quick but effective, and it's only 4 days a week. So I really like that. So he's doing that for grammar, and then for the rest of his English, I didn't bring the books here, but he is continuing on in Structure and Style for Students from IEW. That's their video-based writing course. Absolutely love that as well. So we're continuing on in that. And then he is finishing up All About Reading and All About Spelling. Well, he's finishing up All About Reading in Reading for Reading, and then he's continuing on in All About Spelling. So that covers his English. Now for math, my 6th grader is continuing on with what has worked so well for him, and that is BJU Press Math. We're doing their Math 6, and we are doing it with the video lessons that he accesses through the Homeschool Hub. And we have been using the video lessons with BJU for Math for my 6th grader for many years now. I think we might have started in kindergarten, but I know at least in 1st grade. And it's just been, he's loved them, and it's worked really well. So we're continuing on in that. And one of the things that I am starting in 6th grade so that is taking tests. So in elementary grades, I don't have my kids do tests or quizzes, but in high school, I need them to take tests or quizzes just so that it can be part of helping me give them a grade and testing their knowledge and if they're actually learning and stuff in the high school years. And so I use 6th, 7th, and 8th grade as kind of a practice round to help my middle school students learn how to not only take notes and study for tests, but then also take those tests and quizzes. And so it works really well with this course on the Homeschool Hub because he can take those quizzes and tests online. They're graded automatically. And then if he was struggling in it, maybe he understood the concepts, but he's just struggling in knowing how to take tests well, we can reset that test. I can work with him and start teaching him that skill of how to actually take tests, because that is different than just having knowledge in your head and sharing it. And so I can reset the test in the Homeschool Hub, and he can take it again as many times as we want. So we're going to do BJU Press, Math 6 through with the video course on the Homeschool Hub. Next up is the science curriculum, and the science curriculum is another place where I am using the middle school years to teach and develop and grow a skill that I know my son's going to need for the high school level years. And so with this, we are going to be doing a curriculum from Generations called God Made Animals. It says here that it's for 5th through 7th, but then I think on the website it actually is in their 4th grade package. And anyways, this is the older edition. They just came out with a brand new edition, so I'm not actually sure what that says down here in terms of the grade level. But here's why we're doing this. My son loves science. He's very good at science. He excels in it. And so I thought, if there's something that he loves and he enjoys and he's good at, this is a good subject then to teach a skill that he needs to grow in. It's really difficult to teach a new skill when the child is already overwhelmed by the content of a course, or they just really hate the subject. And then you're trying to teach a skill with something that they don't like. And so what I did was I picked a curriculum that was below his academic ability in a subject that he really loves, so that we can work on a few skills. And here's the skills that we're going to work on that I know that he needs to help him move from elementary learning to high school learning. And one of those skills is really just being able to read a book or textbook and get all the information that he needs to know from it. So in the elementary years with this particular child, they got a lot of instruction by reading textbooks, but then also by instruction either from me teaching the lesson to him or from the BJU Press online video courses and getting instruction from those online video course instructors. And so he just needs to develop and learn the skill of just being able to open up a book and get the information just from the book. And so that's what we're using this course for, is less about science and more about developing a skill for him to be able to read, to take notes, and to comprehend and get the information out of a course and work more independently without instruction from me or another, online video teacher or something like that. And then we'll also be using this course to work on note-taking and how to study for a test. And then he'll be taking the tests in here as well, just again for practice and preparation for high school. So this is one of the things that I do. I use 6th, 7th, and 8th grade as kind of a bridge between elementary and the high school years to it's a bridge to move my kids from more basic learning and skills to that higher level learning that they're going to need to do in high school. And I did a video on this that should have come out before this one, all about kind of this whole method that I have for the middle school years and using it as a bridge. So I will leave that video linked down below so that you can check it out if you want a little bit more information about that. All right, last up for my 6th grader is history. And I gave him a couple options to choose from, either BJU Press Heritage Studies 6 or some history curriculum from Generations, or one from Knotgrass, one of the middle school curriculums from Knotgrass. And he chose the BJU Press Heritage Studies 6 course. It is covering, ancient history. It covers ancient history. And so he thought that that was an interesting, fun topic to learn about. And so that's what we're doing. And because it is with an online course, he'll get instruction from someone else, which is great. It takes something off of my plate, but he'll also be doing the quizzes and tests on here as well. And again, doing them with the Homeschool Hub from BJU Press makes it so easy for me because he takes those tests and quizzes online. They're graded automatically. And then again, if we need to work on test taking skills, I can reset that test so that he can take it over again and we can work on some study skills, note-taking skills, and things like that. And so I'm not really concerned with him getting through all of this material this year. Really the goal here with this course, as well as the science course, these two in particular, is really more about helping him gain skills that he's going to need in the high school years and as an adult as well. So again, using the middle school years is kind of a bridge to fill in gaps, to help them grow in things that they're going to need for higher level learning. So that is a look at everything that my 6th grade student is going to be using this current homeschool year, or I should say that we're already using, where this is, I think, our 2nd day. It's Tuesday, it's our 2nd day of the new homeschool year. But I would love to hear from you. What curriculum are you using and loving with your students? Do you have some favorites for the middle school years, for 6th, 7th, and 8th grade? Love to hear from you. Share those down in the comments, and hopefully I'll see you again really soon in another video.